All right, so Cathy Engelbert has landed herself in a little bit of hot water after a CNBC interview, and lots of players have something to say, including Breanna Stewart in the WNBPA. Let's get into it.
Quita Loves Sports. It is in the name.
What is up, awesome people of the internet? A little bit of update from yesterday's stream. So yesterday I did a stream that dived deep into who Cathy Engelbert is, what she's done for the WNBA, and how she landed herself in hot water after a CNBC interview. Now, I would highly recommend you all go back and watch that live stream, but if you don't have time, here is the TLDR. Here's what she said.
To that question, which raises some sensitivities of rivalries between players. In the case of Angel Reese, who's just had to shut it down because of a wrist injury, Caitlin Clark, who's continuing to play. Rivalry that goes back to their college days, presumably, where I guess some trash talking entered in. But now it seems on some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, a more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that, try and tamp it down, or act as a league when two of your most visible players are involved, not personally, it would seem, but their fan bases are involved in saying some very uncharitable things about the other?
Well, the one thing that's great about the league right now, we do sit at this intersection of culture and sport and fashion and music. Like, the WNBA players are really looked at now as kind of cultural icons.
True.
And when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. So the social media is different today than it was in 1979 when it didn't exist. But, you know, I always tell the players, you know, I was told a long time ago, if someone's typing something in and you wouldn't ask their advice, ignore it. So it's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago, because they see the benefit of having women and diverse women representing their brand.
I agree. Rivalries are good. Manning and Brady, the prime one among them.
And basically, if you're wondering what's the issue, well, the issue was she sort of curved around that question and did not answer it. And understandable, people, you ask them a question and they answer the question in their own way, aka don't answer the question. But she missed the moment to just state the obvious, to say that yes, some people take it too far. Some fans take it too far in their sort of zealousness over supporting their favorite player or whatever. That's all she had to say. Her continued remarks about the Magic and Bird thing, I talked about that in the live stream. But basically, I don't have much of a problem with her response, with the exception of all she had to do was just quickly address the negative and say, hey, there is some negative stuff that's floating around social media. We don't like that. There's racism floating around players. We don't like that. But there is a huge positive side to this rivalry, yada, yada, yada. So that's my TLDR take on it. But again, watch the live stream to watch the whole thing. But after that stream was over, we got some updates. So one, we did hear from Cathy Engelbert. She did clarify, and just so you all are aware, the interview took place on Monday. All right. And today is Wednesday, and she posted, or today is Wednesday. She posted on Tuesday night, Eastern time. It was around 11:30 Eastern time. But here's what she said. She said, during a recent media interview, I was asked about the dark side of social media and online conversation about the WNBA, rivalries, and race. To be clear, there is absolutely no place for hate or racism of any kind in the WNBA or anywhere else. So that was the statement that she put out there. I did see some commentary on Twitter about people basically kind of saying that that's not enough. To me, that is. That's this exact statement that Cathy Engelbert has released. If she just would have said that at the top of her remarks, I'm good. Now, here's the thing, though. She kind of sort of stepped in it, because now you're going to have and we've seen it, a lot of fans that are like, this isn't good enough. You need to leave, all this stuff. And if y'all watched the live stream yesterday, y'all know my opinions about that. No, Cathy Engelbert, I think, has done a wonderful job as commissioner. Is she perfect? No. Has she made mistakes? Yes. Is the WNBA where it needs to be? No, but it's growing. And she's been a huge help in that. Is it too little too late? I don't think so. I'm of the mind where if someone corrects what they had to say, to me, that's good enough. But, it is what it is. What do y'all think about her commentary? I think it's fine. Like, I think it's exactly what she needed to say. I'm good. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Am I being too soft on her? Am I being too hard on her? Let me know. Let me know. All right. But I did want to highlight specifically what two people have said. And they're both from the WNBPA. So first, I do want to talk about what Brianna Stewart had to say. I want to play that so y'all can sort of get that context. After the New York Liberty game yesterday, Breanna Stewart was asked about Cathy Engelbert's commentary, and here is what she had to say.
Like, to be honest, I saw the interview today, and then have been in talks with Terry at the WNBPA. I think that it's kind of disappointing to hear because, the way that the fans have surged, and especially behind Caitlin and Angel coming to this league, but also bringing like a race aspect to a different level. And, there's no place for that in our sport. And I think that's really it, is we want our sport to be inclusive for race, gender, and really a place where people can be themselves. So we wish, obviously, Cathy would use her platform in a different way and have made that a little bit better. But kind of just telling the fans, like, enough is enough, Become a fan of our sport. And for the new ones, like, lock in on everybody, but don't be disrespectful, because as a league, like, we stick together, and there's no place for that.
All right, and so that is what Brianna Stewart had to say. And just a note, guys, Brianna Stewart, the reason why I'm highlighting her comment is because she is one of the vice presidents of the WNBPA, which is the WNBA's Players Association. So her comments and whatnot, it does have a little bit more weight of basically the entire WNBA, all the players, basically, because I'm sure she's been in contact with them before she even made that statement yesterday. So yeah, that's why I'm specifically calling her comment out, as opposed to a lot of the other comments made by WNBA players, mainly because she does have the weight of the WNBPA behind her. And also, there was another comment made by the WNBPA's executive director, and she said, here is the answer that the commissioner should have provided to the very clear question regarding the racism, misogyny, and harassment experienced by the players. There is absolutely no place in sport or in life for the vile hate, racist language, homophobia comments, and misogynistic attacks our players are facing on social media. This is not about rivalries or iconic personalities fueling a business model. This kind of toxic fandom should not be tolerated or left unchecked. It demands immediate action and frankly should have been addressed long ago. As director of the WNBPA, now in my 9th season, I can say that we wholeheartedly welcome the rising interest in the WNBA over the past few years, particularly the surge in fandom sparked by this electrifying rookie class led by Angel and Caitlin. To the loyal fans who have been with the W for decades, thank you for your unwavering support. You know the history, the game, and the players. You know us best. And to our new fans, welcome. Your energy and passion are recognized and appreciated. Together with all our fans, we will continue to grow a sustainable and thriving future for the WNBA. Let's be clear, fandom should uplift the game, not tear down the very people who bring it to life. Racism and the toll it takes on everyone is never tolerable, let alone justifiable in the name of economic growth. This is about more than just basketball. It's about respect, accountability, and setting the standard for what we will and will not accept in our sport and society. So that is what the WNBPA executive director had to say. Now, guys, yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you all an update on what folks have said. What do y'all think in the comments below? I'm very, very much curious about that. To me, I think it's over. Like, Cathy Engelbert updated her comments. I think that's good enough, personally. Is that good enough for everybody? No. I'm pretty sure the calls for her to be fired and all this other stuff will continue. Do I agree with that? No. But maybe I don't know. That's just sort of how I am as a person. Like, you know, if someone updates their commentary, I'm not like, that's not good enough. I'm okay with it. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think? And guys, again, keep in mind that the majority of new fans are great. Even fans who are only fans of one player, great. It is a small minority of trolls who are racist around the WNBA. That's a thing. It has to be acknowledged, but it is not the entirety of the new fans. So new fans are welcome. I know a lot of new fans. I think they're awesome people. New fans who are only interested in Caitlyn, new fans who are only interested in Angel and others, like, that's cool. That's not a problem at all. It is just a small minority of racist trolls who are doing WNBA commentary that just needs to be addressed. That's it. And I did not want her to go on a long tangent around racism and all this other stuff. It's just to acknowledge it and say it's not tolerated. That's it. I think all she had to do was add that to the beginning of her commentary, and I would have been good with it. Is everybody else good with it? Probably not, but we'll see. What do y'all think in the comments below? Again, am I being too light on her? Am I being too hard on her? Like, let me know your thoughts. But anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.